London, 1840. Mrs. Frogerton waved her lace handkerchief at the departing carriage until it turned the corner and disappeared from sight. Her smile faltered as she lowered her hand. "I've never been so pleased to see someone leave before in my life." "That's quite understandable, ma'am." Miss Caroline Morton shut the door of the rented house in Half Moon Street and gestured for her employer to precede her up the stairs. "The last few weeks have been exceptionally busy, what with the wedding and everything surrounding it." Mrs. Frogerton sighed. 2 years, lass. 2 years of my life stuck in London, waiting for Dotty to make up her mind and marry her Viscount." "I suspect she enjoyed being part of the social whirl, ma'am," Caroline suggested, "and I applaud her for waiting to make certain that her feelings for the Viscount were strong enough to translate into a good marriage." "Her feelings had nothing to do with it," Mrs. Frogerton said. "It took me that long to negotiate the marriage contract. They might be peers of the realm, Caroline, but the Dowager Countess and her lawyers haggled like fishwives over every penny." Mrs. Frogerton sat in her favourite chair and reached down to pet her dogs. She wore a morning gown in bronze silk that complemented her dark eyes and chestnut hair. She'd had her children at a relatively young age and still retained her youthful complexion, an intense curiosity about life. To be fair, at this particular moment she did look rather worn down. Caroline hoped that with Dorothy off on her extended honeymoon, her employer would have plenty of time to recuperate before she decided to return home to run her many businesses. Whether Caroline accompanied her was still not settled. "I'll ring for some tea, ma'am," Caroline said. "Thank you." Mrs. Frogerton looked over at her. "And thank you for your support with Dotty. I don't think I would have managed without you." "You would have managed perfectly," Caroline countered. "You are very well equipped to do so." Mrs. Frogerton waved the compliment aside. "In business, yes, but dealing with the social niceties of peers and the snobs of society is not my strength, though it is yours." Caroline smiled. She had grown up the daughter of an earl, and the subtle nuances of society had been drummed into her from the day she was born. If her father hadn't disgraced his family name and left her and her sister Susan destitute and dependent on the charity of others, she would have been married herself by now, presiding over a large household and probably a titled husband. Instead, she had to earn her living and help others achieve what should have been her birthright, while the ton pretended she didn't exist. At first, Dorothy, the well-dowered daughter of an industrialist, hadn't been willing to listen to Caroline's advice. She'd learned to consider Caroline an ally only when she realized how invaluable her knowledge was in navigating the intricacies of the ton. And now, Dorothy was a Viscountess, and Caroline still earned her living, while hoping the small inheritance from her aunt would mature enough to offer her security in her old age.